Alright, so we're going to start off today with a little bit of a comparison video. On the left is my normal driver swing that I've been talking about and working on and struggling with. On the right is something that I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 rounds. You haven't seen those yet, but this is the start of it. Decons Lodge Golf Course is going to be the course today, but I'm going to show you kind of what I'm working on and how it affected everything. So you'll see here at the start, we definitely have a little bit different of a setup, standing up a little taller and a little more shoulders on top of feet instead of kind of on top of in front of my toes there on the left. So in both of the cases, I got the line drawn kind of between the shaft and the ball, which is just what I'm going to call the functional plane. If I can return the shaft on that line, we're going to hit the ball pretty good. So what we've been doing on the left, and maybe I can hide the one on the right for a second. On the left, the whole swing is happening under the plane. So I pull it in, and I'm thinking that from here to here, that's how I want to return the club to the ball, right? That's going to be that nice low draw if I can just go from here and shoot it through. But that's never what happens because physics doesn't work that way. And it's taken me a long time in golf to try and trick my brain into thinking this is, if I want to return it on that line, I can't really bring it back on that line because we're way under, hands are under, everything is under. We're still at waist high with the hands. The club really hasn't done anything. It's still on the ground between the ball and my feet. And then it goes up. Now I got to do something with it. So as I'm pulling it up, it starts to come back towards my head and my back, and you can see it right behind my head there, and the shaft is way above my arm plane. And if you just took the club away, you'd think this guy's ready to hit the ball, but the club is now pointing the opposite direction of really where I want to go. And when the downswing starts, the club comes out towards the plane and then goes back underneath and then under and then on top. So this is just not functional. The hands are on top, the club head's underneath, and it leads to a bad shot. So let's look at the newer swing. And we've been working on this setup here. And if the club head, first of all, stays on this line for longer, the shaft is still on the line. It's up much closer to the line, and I'm not trying to get it on the line or anything like that, but I'm definitely trying to counteract some of the physics that happens at the top of the swing. So we stay on the line more, we come up the line. The hands, if you notice, the hands now lifting up with this line and almost perfectly on it. When you come here, the physics now brings the club head directly, the shaft and club head are directly in line with the left arm. And so when that left arm and wrist unfold, it's going to unfold in that correct direction. Now this is a good move right here. Hands go back to the line. Shaft comes directly on the line, and then this move right here is going to equal some speed. And then even the finish, more on line, more elbow tucked in, less of a chicken wing. So some good things happening here. We'll do them side by side once, and during the round I'll kind of explain the feeling I'm trying to get to be the person on the right instead of the person on the left. And I think this is really the thing. The shaft much more parallel to my arm angle on the right, and a much better delivery than on the left. It looks late on the left, and we'll see here. All right, let's take a look at the result of the first swing. 141 ball speed, but hitting it with an open face and across the line. And now let's take a look at result of drive number 2. Looks on top and through, almost the same ball speed, but much better spin profile and 266 on the yardages. So we're going to bring you Decons Lodge right now, but I wanted to go through that, tell you about kind of the swing changes I'm making and see if you can see a difference when you watch this round. So commentator David taking over right now. All right, you heard the man. We are commenting on Decons Lodge Golf Club. Fairly new, you know, I try and keep up with the new courses, although they come out even faster than I can play them and get them out to you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you think we're doing a good job here at D-Lud Golf, bringing you these GS Pro courses. So you see the rehearsal there. It's a lot of me thinking that the only thing I need to do is lift my arms up, like by opening my armpits. And so if I were to not turn my shoulders at all or my waist at all, my arms would just come straight up in front of me and straight back down. And then instead of doing just that move, I think I'm just lifting the club up by opening my armpits while I turn my shoulders back. And if you think about it, that's perfect for getting the club elevated as well as going around in the circle. And so I was kind of missing that sequence in my 20 years of playing golf. I've always just thought the way to gain torque in your body is to spin around and keep the club low. But then when you do start spinning and you start stopping, the club has no choice but to come back up high. And so the physics of it all, they do make sense once you experience it. I don't think it ever makes sense when someone's just telling you. Went right here on 2. It's a par 5 though, so this is still salvageable, maybe 46 away. But either way, look with me as we commentate here on some of the backswing positions and then some of the club path and start line and spin left or right with some of these drives, and see if we are on the right track. That right there just looks so much better to me. It looks like when I decide to fire and swing, there's almost no way in hell that it's going to come more outside in than that, right? And so that extension away from the ball as I lift my arms seems to be something that I can really get behind. So there's a big old out of bounds here, and that's probably a little too soft. Did seem like a slow swing, but again, dead straight, club path 0. And then not a very good second. But this is kind of a working round. I'm not expecting to score super high. But I do want to look on video here of how that new backswing feel is looking on video, and then taking a close eye at these stats this round. But +2 through 4. Headed to the 5th, a 400-yard par 4, and that's right down the middle. +2, 19, 4 path. 1 degree start line with a 3 degree to the right spin. That's all fine and dandy. Needs a big bounce. Oh, and I got it. Now stop. Oh, that's cruel. Land it short, have it bounce up, and then cruelty that it doesn't get the birdie, but +2 going to 6. Only 94 yards here, just a little chip and just a little too far. $12 yards coming back. And a good hop that kind of killed it and left it right in the circle for another par. 7th hole, let's look at this drive. Club up and back, kind of out towards the camera. And then a nice, there's the drive from the example earlier. Ended up being a good one. 266, leaving only 44 remaining here. Oh, cruel. Just a little short. Right on line though, and a good chip. Another good driving hole here if we could do it. That was kind of a slower backswing. And I saw my arms kind of roll open. And so one thing I have figured out over the last few rounds of doing this is after I kind of lift my armpits up and turn, I need to get the face just a little more closed. If I just kind of let my forearms roll over, then it ends up being super open, and that's not good. It looks like the driver stays on line of hitting the ball just longer. Just watching here for the first time, that one stayed right behind the ball a long time and hit it really good. 193, this would be a good shot. Oh man, it was a good shot. Landed on the yardage. And a birdie, that was the second on a par 5. So that's the advantage of hitting some good drives now and again. Getting a couple extra yards and getting closer on par 5s. Closer on par 4s. That one looked like my old swing. And I think that happens when I don't turn enough. I actually liked the tempo there, just didn't really give it enough to get all the way down the hill and then sculling one across the green. But I didn't really skull one across the green. It just kind of did it anyway. That's every once in a while that'll happen. I don't know if that's an RCT ball thing, because it never really happened with the regular ball. Like it catches something metal going across the ground, which in that case I'm thinking we're like one update away from Garmin R10 putting, if that's the case. Pretty good shot there, just left of the pin. And another par. .293. I thought I could hit this driving iron that I hit like crap all the time, since I was hitting things so pure with this new backswing. I thought, well, now I can hit this, and I just can't. That was kind of a funky follow through, but I think it's gonna work. Oh my gosh, it hit the pin. I hit the pin in the last video. 2 times hitting the pin and not going in. because they were like, that one had a chance, but the other one was a laser that hit the pin and went back like 50 yards. Alright, 13th hole, 382. I can already see when I don't do the backswing completely how I want to. And that one, I got my shoulder really dipped down and then had to correct that. And that's probably not great. This one's going to stay right and short on the approach. That wasn't very good, but still working. +3 through 13 ain't anything to be too sad about either. And here's another good drive, pretty straight. And this has really just helped getting that club path number back into some sort of control. Oddly enough, this club has been the one that I haven't been able to do that with. Like, this shaft or something in my 3-wood is so tailored to me sucking the ball inside and then hitting it outside that I'm having some issues trying to hit that one like everything else, but it'll come around. That's just going to be a boring old par on 14 after going into the woods. And then 15 comes up, a 418-yard par 4. That looked better. Still would want to come up more to start. It seemed like I still got that underneath. Ends up being a pretty good drive though. 176 though, still a ways in. And that comes up short as well. So working more on technique certainly not helping with accuracy and yardage finding. But here we go, 3-3-4. This could be a comeback here. There we go. I could already tell that was better, and it was. Just right from about the first foot of the swing is when you can start to tell if I'm too inside. That one was perfect. We get 2-2 on the spin. Get 280. That's what we like. And then a good chance at birdie coming up about a couple yards too long. Alright, 2 holes left here at Decons Lodge. I gotta tell you, Decons Lodge was one of the courses that I enjoyed the most recently. It just had like this really nature feel. And like, look at this shot. Just, you're kind of out on your own, just hitting your way around this swamp almost. So it was something that I really enjoyed. This was just a course that I really enjoyed. And let's see if we can cap it off here on 18. If you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy kind of the swing changes that I'm trying to make so that these videos are lower scores and better shots, then hit me with a like there, or at least a subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hitting it through the trees is going to be 190 into this par 5. Tough pin location too, right in the front. Yardage looked good, just leaks right a few yards, and we're going to have one more chip to try and safe par. And not going to make it. One more chip. That one is going to sit in there. So a bogey on the last. Looks like +5 overall. The Saturday pins, the white tees, 1 birdie on the card, and the rest pars and bogeys. 77. Make sure to check out the next couple rounds coming up to see how this swing change carries through. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.